know that so now that she's an adult, what I'm getting from her is now that she's an adult and she could, have a say so in her life and say no and, do things that she want to do. All the stuff that she had to go through just to become an adult or, to see this light of day where she could, be in her right sane mind and, her freedom of choice and use her free will as she please. Don't kind of want to forget the past, but embrace that part of her and, just move on in this new version of life rather than, try to address old demons that she probably don't even understand. I think that's what her thing is with Orlando Brown. I think Orlando Brown is trying to be the Tupac of the child stars and trying to, use his talent to, go against the industry or speak out or stand up or be that voice for those child stars that are alive and are having difficulties in their lives just with being regular people because they've been affected by the industry. And I think this is their take my opinion on their relationship or where they're at with what they're doing, because in his eyes he feel like Raven should be behind him, should be supportive of him and whatever he's doing. You know what I'm saying? But she feel like, I can't associate with you because, yeah, we probably been through that, but these people are like my family. This is like my family. This is really all I know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know that happened to us, but I'm an adult now. I probably don't have to go through or deal with that like anybody else is doing, and I'm trying to, move forward in my life and be this new person in my life. You know what I'm saying? And she probably don't want to be reminded of her past as much as he want to acknowledge it. You know what I'm saying? It's probably traumatizing to her while she's trying to get used to being an adult and let people in when she didn't even want to let people in at first because she didn't know who she was. He is affected by it because he's been sexually assaulted, mentally and physically by men. You know what I'm saying? And it affects him deeply. You can see, you know what I'm saying? Because as a grown man, you know what I'm saying, it takes him a lot just to be comfortable with himself. So he's trying, you know what I'm saying, what makes him feel better is knowing that he can stand up, you know what I'm saying, as a man now for that child that was affected, that's in him, and the children that are being affected now the same way that he was. So, I think that's, you know what I'm saying, their take, because you can hear this when he gets explaining about Raven.
Of R.Kelly. R.Kelly.
The industry let Kelly do what he do all those years until he wasn't the face or the voice of R&B, popular mainstream R&B as we know it. Once Tank and Chris Brown and everybody else started knocking him out of the discussion, that's when, you know what I'm saying, they say, time is up. Now we can use, you know what I'm saying, the assassination of his image to, make a profit now. You know what I mean? So that's all they were doing because they've been letting him do it. If they let Hugh Hefner do it, they let Elvis do it. They let James Brown do it, and you know what I'm saying, they let R. Kelly do it as long as he could until they wanted to usher in this agenda with this feministic movement. Because R. Kelly's takedown, they wanted to, I'm going to just, put it bluntly so y'all can understand. The feministic movement has nothing to do with women in general. It's the behavior of a woman or a woman's nature. So what they're trying to do is take that model and attach it to everybody that want to embody the female principle or the woman's character, right? And they're going to take R. Kelly's nature and character and attach it to all men who want to be heterosexual. You know what I mean? Make us, label us all like lustful and, you know what I'm saying, perverted. You know what I'm saying? No matter the age difference or case of nature may be. And they're using his image, his takedown, as the symbol of the masculine man's takedown. Because, you know what I'm saying? If you stand up for yourself, you know what I'm saying, or speak out against anything, you're judgmental, or, you know what I'm saying, you ruffle feathers or you offend every other, you know what I'm saying, opposite entity. And, you know what I mean, if you're a heterosexual person, you know what I'm saying, they feel like you're perverted because you like straight sex. You know what I'm saying? So it's manipulative. Spiritual warfare, you know what I'm saying, is just taking down this image and likeness. So that image and likeness, you know what I'm saying, they have to tread lightly amongst the other images and likeness. Like, instead of a masculine man, you got your feminine man or a sensitive man, zesty man, you know what I'm saying, materialistic man, rather than just a man's man. You know what I'm saying? Wiser than R. Kelly, you know what I'm saying, to be the face of black men. You know what I'm saying? The faces of black men are, either sellouts, or homosexuals, or perverts. So that's what they're doing with the R. Kelly situation. But I'm trying to get to what he said about Raven, so you can get my point that I made.
That had a lot to do with the Proud Family thing. That had a lot to do with the Raven-Symone thing. That had a lot to do with, they put a glitch in that by calling me a nigga, put me in my drawers and telling the world I was on dope and I was over there playing with kids, just chilling. You know what I mean? Yeah. On some baby mama drama type shit. You feel me? So, it is what it is, man. All real brothers and all real sisters that actually went through these kind of situations, we know what it is like, man. It's it's hard. It's hard on those with big hearts. But at the end of the day, man, it is what it is. Gotta soldier up. Go through it.
Soulja Boy, another person who stays in the headlines about, you made a diss against him a while back.
I mean, Soulja Boy is Whitney Houston. I ain't got a problem with that nigga, bro.
Now, he said Soulja Boy is Whitney Houston. Hey, man, this man cold, man. Like, he is using his gift, man. He is using his gift. What does he mean by that? Like I said, he's using his comedy to manifest the nature, you know what I'm saying, or the behavior of Hollywood and twisted, occulted mind, you know what I'm saying? How they're using, you know what I'm saying, literally people's spirits and, their lives, know what I'm saying, for their exploitation and their benefit. You know what I'm saying? They're literally recycling souls and entities. So what he's saying, everything is revolving around the child stars, the young people who have made an impact or an influence in the entertainment with, you know what I'm saying, that reaches the masses. You feel what I'm saying? He is basically saying that how they treated Whitney before she passed by not giving her the recognition and the gratitude she deserved for influencing a whole generation of R&B artists in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Because Whitney came out in the 80s. She was the voice of young America in the 80s. And she was the symbol and is the symbol of prestigious R&B quality. Like, she is the Michael Jackson of female R&B. She was nicknamed The Voice. She is one of the best-selling music artists of all time with sales of over 200 million records worldwide. Houston has influenced many singers in popular music. You know what I'm saying? She influenced the whole R&B generation of the 90s. You know what I'm saying? The women that were listening to Whitney Houston in the 80s had children in the 90s that grew up on the Whitney Houston that they liked and loved. So Whitney influenced, you know, Mary J. Blige, Total, TLC, Monica, Brandy, Beyonce, Faith Evans, Kelly Price, Fantasia, all our R&B, you know what I'm saying, women, you know what I'm saying, that came after her, she influenced, you know what I'm saying, because of her innovative singing. You know what I'm saying? She was all voice, straight voice. She was straight talent. You know what I'm saying? Where you, after her, you had to be a singer. If you couldn't sing, if you couldn't flat foot sing, you weren't being sought after. You had to be somebody of the craft after Whitney Houston came. So by her being that, you know what I'm saying, prototype of R&B prestige, you know what I'm saying, being the voice of female R&B, Soulja Boy is the face of today's internet culture. You know what I'm saying? He's the first person to blow up or go viral on the internet for their music. So he's, you know what I'm saying, he's the king of the internet sensation. You know what I'm saying? He's the father of the internet sensation. In September 2007, his debut single, Crank That Soulja Boy, peaked at #1 on the U.S. Billboard Hot 100. The single was initially self-published to the internet. Initially, he put it out himself. Do-it-yourself, independent, internet marketing. He's the first person to do that. You know what I'm saying? So blowing up on the internet, going viral, you know what I'm saying? He's the progenitor of all that. You know what I'm saying? He influenced the generation to want to, you know, blow up over the internet. He paved the way for a Chief Keef, for Kodak Black, for NBA Youngboy, for Lil Uzi Vert, for Lil Pump, for Famous Dex, for Sauce Walker, anybody that's using the internet today to blow up or market themselves or market their music, you know what I'm saying, owes a lot of their success or just influence to Soulja Boy. Just like all our R&B female artists owe a lot of their influence or success to Whitney Houston. And what did they do to Whitney? You know what I'm saying? In her later years, when she watched the generation that she influenced get awarded and for their success without acknowledging her, just like how Soulja Boy is watching the generation he influenced get awarded, you know what I'm saying, and probably benefit from a lot of things that he's influenced, you know what I'm saying, how the industry, you know what I'm saying, probably cut you off from, you know, networking with other people in the industry just because, you know, you were the face of the wave now. So now you want to go off on your own and be independent now that you're old enough, now that you're out your contract, now that you can have, you know what I'm saying, to say so in your career. When you want to do things on your own, they have to demonize and hurt the image that they created. So if people want to listen to your music, they have to get your old stuff because you obviously ain't the same person that you used to be once they assassinate your character, you know. And what did they do to assassinate Whitney's character? They called her a crackhead.
I didn't even date in my 20s. It was rough. It was rough. I think I kind of reverted back as I got older. And so when I'm just a party, you know, it was kind of a rebel in me, you know. Whitney dying. Crack rehab fails. First of all, let's get one thing straight. Crack is cheap. I make too much money to ever smoke crack. Let's get that straight, okay? We don't do crack. We don't do that. Crack is whack.
It's like, I make too much money to just buy some cheap ass $10, $20 rock dime sack of crack, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I'm buying keys, baby. You know what I'm saying? Half a key. And Bobby, you can see the Bobby store, you know what I'm saying? The Bobby Brown store where, you know what I'm saying, Whitney got Bobby up in there cooking crack. You know what I'm saying? Bobby used to be at the dope spots and the crack spots, you know what I'm saying, at the trap, you know what I'm saying, helping dope boys cook they shit. You know what I'm saying? That's how cold Bobby was. So she didn't have to, you know what I'm saying, go out and buy no crack. She could just buy half a key and have Bobby to go in the kitchen and hook it up and they'll smoke all day long. But what I'm saying is, you know what I'm saying, that when she was going through that phase, you know what I'm saying, she was already, you know, a star, you know what I'm saying, when she was, you know, using drugs or being introduced to, you know, the drug scene and stuff like that. People were, you know, obviously, you know what I'm saying, providing these things to her, giving her access to these things just to keep her under control, you know what I'm saying, or keep her, you know, under their thumb so they can, you know what I'm saying, control her careers. You know what I'm saying? And once she want to have control of her life, you know what I'm saying, when they wanted to control her career and can give a damn what she did with her life, now when she want to control her life, they wanted to destroy her character. And it's the same thing with Soulja Boy. You know what I'm saying? When he came up and was that internet sensation, you know what I'm saying, he was already a celebrity, but the Hollywood wanted him to get used to being a Hollywood celebrity. So when they snatched him up, he went from crank that Soulja Boy to, you know what I'm saying, Gucci bandana, you know what I'm saying, and talking about selling dope and all this type of shit. You know what I'm saying? He went from kid friendly, radio friendly, you know what I'm saying, fun schoolyard music to like he a capo for Gucci man selling dope. You know what I'm saying?
What the fuck is wrong with y'all niggas? No problem with him. You know what I'm saying? Just gotta... Wait, Soulja Boy or Whitney Houston? Soulja Boy. No, I'm not problem with Whitney Houston. Okay. What made you make the diss song? About Whitney Houston or Soulja Boy? Soulja Boy, you keep on. I ain't make no diss song with Whitney Houston. Okay. I don't know. If famous Dex, you better watch your fucking mouth too, nigga. Gotta soldier up. Go do it. Soulja Boy, another person who sees in the headlines a lot. You know, you made a diss against him a while back. I mean, if famous Dex, you better watch your fucking mouth too, nigga. I ain't got a problem with that nigga, bro. I'll put you keep on. No problem with him? You know what I'm saying? Just gotta... Wait, Soulja Boy or Whitney Houston? Soulja Boy. No, I'm not problem with him. If famous Dex, you better watch your fucking mouth too, nigga. What made you make the diss song? Fuck is wrong with you, boy? You was broke as fuck in Chicago, nigga. And Tato called me and told me to fuck with you. Okay. And nigga, you flew to LA and you came to my house and said you wanted to be SOD Money Gang. And after you left, you went and signed with Rich the Kid, nigga. Famous Dex, stop playing with me, nigga. Well, maybe nigga, you fake, nigga. You ain't no real nigga. You a bitch. Maybe Whitney shouldn't have been in Soulja Boy's body. Famous Dex, you a bitch, nigga. You keep playing with me, I'ma have them bees at your head, nigga. About Soulja Boy being pepper sprayed by Charleston White. Yo, man, yeah. I don't know, man. You stupid ass little fuck, boy. I think, you know, people pick on people. Ungrateful ass little crackhead. Because they have dentures. Fuck is wrong with you, nigga? You was a fucking junkie, nigga. Real big dentures. When you left my house, you left like 100 X pills on the ground, nigga. You a fucking junkie foaming out the side of your mouth. I promise to God, slap the shit out Famous Dex, nigga, like I ain't put you on, nigga. I can't. After you got your chain took, bitch, I could've got you your chain back. Fuck, boy. Now you ain't gonna never get that Dexter chain back, bitch. Maybe Whitney shouldn't have been in Soulja Boy's body. Better stop playing with me, nigga. Better ask my little brother, Lil 100, nigga. We put Famous Dex on, pussy ass, nigga. You fuck, nigga. You a bitch, boy. You ain't real, boy. You bite the hand that feeds you, nigga. That's why you ain't make it to the double XL cover. Fuck, nigga.
Whitney, she gonna say, listen to Whitney.
Is it alcohol? Is it marijuana? Is it cocaine? Is it pills? It has been. At times. All. At times.
Now, she said, is it cocaine? Is it marijuana? Is it alcohol? Is it pills? She said, at times. Don't it seem like he fighting the same demons with the same substances? He's sniffling. It looked like coke. He's smoking weed. He ran in the camera. He obviously, you know, either on an X pill or, you know, some sort of pill. You know what I'm saying? And you know he's drinking alcohol. You know he drinks alcohol. You know he's probably under the influence of alcohol while he's, you know, on the pill.
Come on, nigga. After you got your chain took, bitch, I could've got you your chain back. Fuck, boy. Now you ain't gonna never get that Dexter chain back, bitch. Better stop playing with me, nigga. Better ask my little brother, Lil 100, nigga. We put Famous Dex on, pussy ass, nigga.
Now listen to Whitney. You know what I'm saying? She said like he's sniffling. You know he trying to catch that drain. I done been around niggas who try to catch that drain. Mouth be locking up. You see how he was biting down or whatever. You know what I mean? Maybe a roller, maybe some cane involved, both at the same time. And he's smoking weed. And when you got money, when they give all these childlike celebrities money, they don't know too much else to do with themselves because they didn't spend too much time to get acquainted with who they were. You know what I'm saying? Personally, just the character that they want to project to the public. So they give them all these drugs and introduce these drugs to them. You know what I'm saying? Calling it melting them out, or you know what I'm saying? Putting them on their level or whatever like that, when really it's just the control. And you can clearly see that they're fighting the same demons with the same substances, and they have the same effect on a generation, just two different genres. You know what I'm saying? He more kid friendly, you know what I'm saying, urban friendly, you know what I'm saying, rap music, and she is, you know what I'm saying, R&B, you know what I'm saying, songstress, and you know what I'm saying, just a beautiful voice. And he had, you know what I'm saying, like a beautiful tactic. You know what I'm saying? He got known all the way around the world, you know what I'm saying, for his tactic use of the internet. And she got known all the way around the world and influenced the generation as well as he from her use of her voice. And just like the kids, like I said, of the 80s who were listening to Whitney Houston ended up having children in the 90s that grew up on Whitney Houston. You know what I'm saying? So just like Soulja Boy in 2007, you know what I'm saying, people that are teenagers in 2007 listening to Soulja Boy or looking at what Soulja Boy is doing, benefiting from the internet, you know what I'm saying, and benefiting from the digital era, you know what I'm saying, children is coming up being raised on that nature of doing business or doing music or putting out music. So he's responsible for the way that people put out music today, just like she was responsible for the way that females started singing in the 90s.